ko lang yung aking stream kung okay yung aking. Isa kasi nagloloko tong setup eh. Yeah. Ano nangyari? Eh? Ayun, okay na pala. Okay na. Ayun, okay na pala. Okay na. Okay, TikTok naman. Okay na. Okay din. Okay, maraming salamat. Hindi ko pala disable yung gifting. Nakalimutan ko disable. Okay, dito na ako na naman sa... Di ako makatagos dito sa BPE na to. Siguro hanggang 1 AM siguro ako mag-stream. Gusto kong tapusin na to para maka-move on na ako sa NVIDIA Oxide. Alright, so my main problem here is I want to achieve a byte level. I mean, I want to achieve a pairing, pairing and then regenerating pairing using pure bytes only. So I don't want to go to the path or yung sinasabi ni ChatGPT na combination of bytes and strings. Gusto ko kasing maging GPU compatible yung aking gagawin na tokenizer. Center ko yung nasa top. Kapatimin. Hindi ko makakalimutan. Ito dito ko nalagay sa top. Yung AI. Ako din nakakrop yan eh. Kaya hindi siya full hindi siya full vertical this one. Full details. Kaya ako nakakrop yan. Clean up ko kasi siya. Yeah, actually yan eh. And si TikTok kasi parang meron siyang ginagawa na zooming. So that's why okay siya sa view ko sa live studio, pero pagka nasa mobile ka na mismo, zino-zoom niya yung mismong nasa screen ko. So minsan nagmumukha siyang parang masyado ini-stretch yung screen ko, pero ito sa live ko hindi siya. I don't know kung bakit ganun yung ginagawa ni TikTok. But anyways, okay. So ganito yung gagawin ko is every element is naka-bytes siya, no? So pagka nag-pair ako, let's see, I got the pair for this one. Okay, so pagka nagawa ko na siyang pair, so dapat ito siya yung pair ko, right? Now, I need to modify yung corpus ko. So, meaning, I will need to search. I need to search the corpus na paano ba ginawa ko last time dito? Iterator kasi yung ginawa ko dito, but it's not going to work kasi this one is split by white space siya, so nag-iiba yung algorithm ko nga dito. Hindi pa siya AI model, so tokenizer pa lang siya. Pero I think part ng book is mukhang gagawa ko ng sarili kong model. Parang tuturuan niya lang ako mag-fine tune, and then gagamit ako ng base model to train yung model na, let's say, gusto ko ng custom na model. So parang ganun siya. Kaya medyo, actually nasa chapter 2 pa lang ako ng book, so mahaba-haba pa siya. Pero according dun sa ka-workmate ko, maganda daw yung book even though may pagkaluma na yung content niya. Parang foundation siya ng LLM on how LLM works behind the scenes or under the hood. So yun yung ituturo niya, which is yun yung kailangan ko kasi nag-experiment ako ng gumawa ng sarili kong coding assistant, and then yun yung para magiging use case ko. So yung matututunan ko dito, most likely sana ma-apply ko siya dun sa coding assistant na gagawin ko. So gusto ko sanang gumawa ng coding assistant na medyo mababang model yung gagamitin ko kasi hindi ko kayang bumili ng GPU ngayon. Ang mahal-mahal ng GPU. So if I want to buy a 24GB RAM GPU, I need to spend at least 50k. Ganun kalala yung presyo ng GPU natin ngayon. Tapos yung 12GB RAM is 30k. Ayoko naman mag-invest ngayon na sa GPU kasi parang baka kasi biglang, let's say next year, biglang magkaroon ng more supply ng GPU. Lugi ako. So kaya naisip ko, I think mag-work on muna ako sa small model at tapos squeeze in ko kung ano yung mga possible na pwede kong gawin doon. Sakto rin na nag-leak yung code ni Claude Code. So doon ko na discover na not all the time na LLM yung ginagamit niya to parse yung user response or yung user prompt. So gumagamit pa rin pala siya ng parser pa rin. So parang code level muna and then parang LLM naman yung second layer niya. So mukhang ganun yung gagawin ko. Pero ang gagawin ko ngayon is gagawa muna ako ng mga mini models or small models. Tapos gagawin ko siyang parang, let's say nagko-code ako using Rust. So gagawa ko ng model that is specializing to Rust libraries. So parang ganun siya. So pag sinabi niya I want, parang may nakita siyang Tokyo doon sa requirements. Yung LLM, meron ako LLM that is ready, that is trained to know what are the parang package manager or package information. Kasi ginawa ko is dinownload ko yung data ng Rust na creates yung tong package registry niya. Kasi nag-expose to ng parang database. So dinownload ko yung database niya. Tapos gagamitin ko yung data nun to para dun sa LLM. Saka hindi pa ako marunong mag-train ng LLM Kaya that's why I'm studying the book. And medyo na pa deep dive si ChatGPT dito. One page lang tong part na to pero mukhang mapapatagal ako dito. Hanggang ngayon hindi ko pa rin tapos ng book na to. Sobrang busy ka rin kasi sa work so hindi ako makapag-alat ng time. Hopefully sa Wednesday siguro kasi since holiday naman sa Wednesday. Try kong buong araw mag-code. Kailangan talaga matuto about AI talaga para maging marketable ngayon. Anyways, where am I? So, I already have the pair here. Ito yung isa pinakamadaming count. Dalawa yung madaming count is 108 and 97 and then 112 and 108. And then, ang napili ko is ito. Hindi pa rin uubra yung B3 map, no? So, parang sa B3 map is Yung huling na update, yun yata yung magiging last. Yun yata yung behavior ng B3 map. Yeah, parang ganun pa rin siya. Parang GPT. Yeah. Nag-enjoy naman lagi ako sa code. Kaya hindi ko na binibitawan tong pinapagawa sa akin ChatGPT. Medyo sobrang na-challenge ako. Grabe yung pinapagawa niya sa akin dito. Ang hirap. Alright, so ito yung pair. So meaning, I will rewrite yung corpus to... So dapat magdidikit to. So ang next pair ko dapat is 112 plus 108 and then ang pair niya is 97. Okay? So meaning, I need to have a lookup. Parang gastos ko sa to, ay sa ano nito, sa resource to. Wonder ko kung paano kaya if ever na daling ko rin yung index. Para at least madali ko siya. Kaso hindi ko rin siya ma-adjust din pala pag ganun. Kasi I need to move the elements din pala. So let's say this one is index 0 and index 1 and then index 2 si 97 and then since 0 and 1, index 0 and 1 will be in a single index na. So i-move ko lahat yung array na to. Yung array positions nila. So yeah, I think might as well pala mag-loop na rin pala ako dito. Until wala na akong makitang changes, no? So doon pala papasok yung vocabulary size. So let's try here na i-rearrange yung array. So let's say I think I need to make this one an iterator, tong pairs na to na pickable p-iter na lang siguro, p-iter and then iterable na pickable so that I can somewhat move next dun sa para may rewind feature siya. Alright, so let's see. Let a while up here. Let some current let's say A na lang. And then p-iter that next. I just need next, not yet next it map. p-iter that next. And then so if next is this one, all right, how do we check this one? Okay, dapat kung equal sila sa pair na yan. I think pwede pa rin naman siguro No, I think hindi ako dapat dito, no? I think hindi pala tong pairs yung i-iterate ko, which is the corpus pala. Yan. And then, if A is equals to P that pair that 0. So this is a owned pair and then this one is a reference pair. So, kailangan ko siyang i-reference and then here I think I need to get the next. So, kailangan ko mag-pick here and let. So I guess we need to do this first. Let some, as we can call this one P again. P-iter that pick na lang din pala dito instead of here. P-iter that pick. Then we compare this one So we need to dereference it here so that it's going to be a reference vector na lang ulit. And then pair this one. Okay, so what's is the problem here? Okay, syntax let expression are not supported here. Why? I guess mukhang dahil dito. Gets ko na. Hindi ko gets. Mukhang kailangan ko talaga siya ilagay dito. Byte I see. Wait. Well, actually, it's already giving me the I wonder what's wrong with this one. Let expression. Tama naman. If let sound. Okay. I don't know. Shit. Yung operator ko dito. Yung expression ko para dito. There you go. And then, print natin. Ano yung nag-match na corpus here? A and B. Shush. This one. Ano ba? Ba't naging ganito eh? P-iter and then this one should be immutable. Okay, so we got this one. Bakit dalawang beses siya? No? Kasi ang nangyari dito. Yeah, why is it twice? Nangyari? Actually, pwede natin gawin ganito siya. Tama ba? Cannot compare. Ano bang naging ito? Vector. Tapos, ano? And then, I think yun na lang problem ko is bakit clone siya? So dahil ito na naman tayo sa part na to kasi reference siya, no? So possible pwedeng ganito yung mangyari. Bakit siya dalawang beses? I have a feeling that this is related to the corpus. Let's see. 112 tapos 112. Medyo weird nga to, ano? Bakit siya dalawang beses nag-occur? Beses siya nag-rotate. So I think pag nag-match pala siya, P-iter, next na siya. Shoot. I don't know why ganun yung result nito. Yeah, why is the result like this? Dalawang beses. 121, 128, tapos kasi ito dahil dito. So let's see. The corpus is, and then the max pair is the pair, and the pair is 112 plus 108. So meaning going to be something like this. It doesn't make any sense, no? And it makes sense na pala. Okay. Gets. I get it. I'm getting it. Alright, so here I need to store it to the merge rules, no? Tama ba? So kasi every time na ginagawa ko siyang okay, so yung pair will be in the merge rules siya. Tapos this one, I'm actually rewriting again yung corpus. Okay, let's say gawin natin siyang items. So this is a vector of tama ba? Okay, so let's see. Rewrite ko siya. Ito. Magjo-join tong dalawang to. And then okay, I think alam ko na gagawin ko dito. Probably this one. Hiwalay ko sila ng if so that I can store this also. AB AB this is a tuple pala. Okay, although this is a pair, so ang dapat naging ayos niyan is vector pala dapat to. Gets ko na. And let's return it back. So store muna natin sila. Items, push. So this one will be a vector of A to own, B that to own, dirty code muna. Right, so here, expected U8 found vector. Tama naman. So I'm doing a push. Wait, A is a vector. Okay, so they are both. They're both vector. Holy shit. Okay, wait. So meaning hindi pala siya. So append lang pala to. Items that append A. Items that append B. And then tuon natin siya. Bakit hindi pwede? Wait, yeah, I think alam ko na. Itong pair na to are both vector. So meaning I need to combine them, which is via append. So A append B. Then I'm going to insert it here. Now, ang problem lang natin dito is push pala to. Kaya problem natin is itong part na to. Expected an ugly. This is so ugly. Expected mutable. Concat ata kailangan ko dito. Ano kasi this one will be flatten slice into single value. Pag join, may separator to. I think alam ko talaga ano to eh. Append lang sila. Close all elements of other into self, leaving other empty. Yeah. So let's say ito yung magiging mutable. So meaning let's say mutable B. Let's say magagaling kay A, no? Alright, so dito magkakaroon ng problem. So we need to make this one mutable. Okay. Inat borrow ay na-separate as mutable. Mukhang kailangan itermate kaya to. Interesting to ah. But if it's P, this is okay. Medyo nawiwerdan ako dito. Cannot borrow as mutables behind the shared reference. Okay, let's simplify this. Because I'm getting confused here. Alright. Now we will rewrite again B. So let's try to make this one as to owned also. B that to owned. Wala kasing clone no? Cloned. Yeah, I guess. Alright, so now you already have it both. So we don't need to do this. Now I guess we can now append, now we can now join them both now. So vector of A and P. While A yeah, I think I know now. Since they will be joining pala, append P. So I just need to push A here. And then seems like I cannot do this at the reference. Alright, so I don't get how. Borrow value multi. Huh. I don't understand though. So B will be emptied and then it will be moved to A. Nice, I think it's because of this, no? Anyways, I think I'll just use this. But yeah, I think I need no. Cannot use pair. But I don't understand the error. Alright, so here, sabi dito, variable most. Because of this? Ah. But this is just a comparison lang. No? Bakit kaya? Kinda intrigued here. So what if I do this? No, this is so much. Because if I'm going to do this to owned, kailan nangyayari yun? Okay, so 1 to 8. I'm not pushing D. Well, let's sum A. And then... Oh, okay. So if I don't get the... I see. Alright, so 1 to 8. So I got this one. And then we will try to create a pair again. Alright, so let's try putting something here. 0, 5, 3. Let's try 3 loops here. Alright, so after because I did not modify the corpus here. And then here we will need to always generate pairs. Okay, let's try this one as initial. Alright, so we got this one. Oh yeah, okay. So this is our, and then, yeah, this is our vocabulary. Somehow we got the progress here. Okay, so let's try to do something more. Like what will happen here? Oh, until it's not going to error, no? Na siyang error, pero kasi naging whole word na siya. It becomes a whole word na. Which is bad. So it seems that Yeah, which is not right. If I get the whole input, if I over iterate. Correct. If you... So what will be the indicator that I need to stop iterating? So correct. If you over iterate on a tiny corpus, you can collapse the whole input. Yeah. True. That is valid mechanically, but usually bad tokenizer design. Why is it bad? Becomes one token that is too specific, which it will not generate well. BP should stop before it overfits pala tawag doon, into a wall's training stuff. So the rule, do not train until exhaustion. Stop by max merges or target vocab size. Not necessarily the entire training string. So yes. So vocab size is required. No. Yes, you're now discovering the way vocabulary size becomes very important in byte level BPE. Because unlike your earlier toy examples, byte level BPE can keep merging almost forever. Example, can eventually becomes, it is essentially one token per sentence. Very bad generalization. Why vocabulary size matters. Vocabulary size controls how far compression is allowed to go. Vocabulary size controls how far. Okay, small vocabulary size example. Vocab size 1000. Tokenizer learns smaller reusable subwords. More decomposition, better, but more tokens per sentence. Huge vocabulary, 1 million. Tokenizer may learn entire word, entire phrases, but poor generalization. So how do we avoid this one? No? How do we avoid it? Okay, small vocabulary, more decomposition, smaller embeddings, more better generalization. This trade-off is fundamental in tokenizer design because this balance compression. So embedded token size table. This is quite tricky. Okay, training cost, inference cost. Yes, vocabulary size becomes much more necessary now because byte streams are extremely mergeable. Continuous stream can collapse aggressively. Okay. Ang hirap pala ng tokenizers. Hirap pala niya, no? What is the expected vocabulary? Mali pa spelling ko ng vocabularies. Ay, ano ba yung social media natin? Too much politics.
Do some half. The Jewish people think. I'm excited to get you connected tomorrow.
Shoot.
Cable, and I'm going to be.
Okay. So, let's try creating now the vocabulary size. Ang gusto talaga ng persona na nasa Juniper. Okay, so nag-overfit ako. I guess we need at least 5. Then 112. Then why is that? 112 97. Okay, why do I have? This is interesting, huh? Yeah, this is quite interesting. I guess because ang nangyari dito is ito yung ano pa pala problem ko. Medyo weird tong part na to. So, I have 1 and then 1 to 101. Kasi I think because of it's repeating, no? Parang may kulang. Or it's either yeah. Ano yung duplicate ko dito? Oh, I guess I know ko na. How do I end up? Yeah, because of the corpus. Because the corpus has the... I see. This is interesting. I might as well in the vocabulary. Okay, I'm kind of weird out on this one. It's interesting. Okay, so ito, I get a problem here. But I'm kinda mutable barrow occurred here. What? I don't understand this. Magets yung gusto nitong pahiwatig sa akin. Self-borrowed mutable because ito so borrowed as immutable. Ha? Interesting. Who gets tong part na to? Wait. Actually, this one doesn't need to be an. I cannot make this one. And I cannot clone this because it's going to be inexpensive later on. Let's say I have a very large corpus. So let's see 1 GB. So if I'm going to clone this one, it will create another 1 GB again. So it's not good. So this one is an iterator. I'm so confused why this one is needs to be. But I think initializing. I'll just initialize it here. Then with the vocabularies. So that is the best thing. Best approach. Then after this one, yeah, immutable barrow kasi. Or does it need to be immutable? Don't get this. Cannot borrow sub as mutable because it also borrows as immutable. What? Huh? I don't get it. Why do I need to clone it? Let borrow self as mutable. But this is mutable. Okay, let's try putting it here now. So confused here. How come I need to clone it now? How come I need to clone it? I don't know why, but I'm not accepting it as it needs to be. So I already add vocabulary, which is in this one. Di ko gets tong part na to. Can it borrow set as method because it's borrow as immutable? Huh? This is insane. I'm not getting this. Corpus does not. Ganyan muna natin to. Does not implement copy type. Doesn't make sense. Cannot borrow self as mutable. Well, putting it here in as loop, that's what it's making it. But I cannot understand why. Why would I also doing this here? So mutable self. having a skill issue here. Ito naman yung can it move out cell corpus? I'm not moving this. Oh yeah, that's why I'm using this. Natin to. Cannot have mutable references and mute at the same time as any immutable.
Sitting at the bedside.
Okay, I get it now. Is it because here I'm actually passing it by value.
Seemed like they were coming right towards this car.
Right, so let's try this first muna.
And so he gets in touch with the dispatcher and he fills her in on discussion.
Ah, Okay.
Berries jump around in the water with my daughter. Exactly, I love berries, sir. Buddy, Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5, doing a phone tap on you. Jubal from Moving 92.5 doing a phone tap on you. Your wife set you up. It's a prank call. Emailed us to call you. She said that you were kind of stressed out about the new guy your daughter's been dating. You just gave me a stroke. Going through your mind when you thought your daughter was going to get married to a dude who had other wives. What the think I was going to do about it? I was going to go rescue my daughter from this cult of fraud.
For a story to be scary, it needs to be believable. For it to be believable, you need to have credible witnesses that independently can corroborate each other's stories. And in today's ghost story, we have 3 police officers that do just that. In 2006, Dave Murphy had just become a police officer in Salt Lake City, Utah. Detective service officer, which meant he'd be in charge of physical security at a number of the county facilities. Dave's
Right,
first
so
responsibility was
we're able to get the vocabularies and then the what do they call this one? The merge rules. So most likely we will need to have the runtime.
first day, and right away, Dave would say that Morgan was just strictly business. The first place that Morgan takes Dave is the control room, which sits on the first floor of the theater. The theater had 3 floors, and then it also had a basement as well. So the control room was on that first floor. Inside of the control room were all of these security monitors, because there was all these cameras set up inside of the theater. The cameras weren't great though. You pretty much could only tell what was in frame
Alright.
if there was a light on.
Okay.
And most of the time
So,
at night, especially,
nangyari dito is think I need to optimize this. So for the time,
It's the first time Dave is seeing the basement, and he's shocked by how.
so I have a feeling that I need to transition this one into
It's a very leader.
yeah. I think let's have a
Scene, this long hallway with all of these doors and this piano.
Byte Pair for now. But once I finish all, I'm going to rename this one.
Chemical tape.
Today's story is about one of the world's dumbest criminals. So dumb, in fact, that this story really won't make sense until the end when I explain what was really going on the whole time. But before we get into that story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once a week. So if that's of interest to you,
Oh yeah, this one should appear. The five-time corpus. The vector of vector of 808. Five-type merge rules. Vector of pair. But we need to prefix this one with types for now. Right, so let's try remove pencil.
without bringing this candy bar up, Cheryl simply handed it across the counter to a female college student who had just come to the store to talk to Cheryl. This student had temporarily moved right next door to PJ's Market, and the student, after coming into the market and meeting Cheryl, they had immediately taken a liking to her, and so it became kind of like her routine to come into the market basically every night and just sit down and chat with Cheryl, sometimes for hours. The student would talk about their day at school, they'd talk about their personal life, they'd tell Cheryl all of their problems and secrets. I mean, Cheryl really became the student's confidant. And believe it or not, this was an effect that Cheryl had on lots of people. Cheryl was incredibly kind, she was empathetic, she was a great listener, she never acted like she was judging you, and she never gossiped about people. And also, Cheryl had a very disarming sense of humor. It was very goofy, she was always cracking up at jokes that she had made. And so people just felt at ease around Cheryl. And they typically left.
I don't know how for the special tokens right now. Okay, so like merge rules.
They really had no money, and so it was going to be a challenge to furnish this apartment.
I know, yeah.
Also said, well, hey, I'll give you some of my own furniture because I don't need it all, and that will help you furnish the apartment. And then also Cheryl had grabbed that chocolate bar from the rack and get it into the
Ay, ito ka ba?
your furniture, and you can keep this chocolate or I'll pay for it. But Cheryl insisted. She was like, nope, tomorrow I will bring you furniture, and please take this candy bar. And so the student finally relented and thanked Cheryl profusely. And really, this behavior was so typical of Cheryl. She was a single mom raising a 9-year-old girl and baby boy, and so she worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. On the weekends, she worked at PJ's Market, and then during the week, she worked at a Ford car dealership. But despite being totally swamped basically all the time, providing for her family any spare time Cheryl had, she tried to give it to other people, whether that was helping a coworker with a resume or making some goodies for a sick friend at church. Cheryl was all about helping other people.
Wait,
Neither
corpus. No.
My name is Colby Sadzarek, and I'm with Staffing and Tip Agency. God, I'm actually pretty excited because I think I just booked you a job that I would say is pretty incredible. It's actually $50 an hour.
That's great. That's a lot more than I had before. So
And guess what? The job is guaranteed for 3 weeks, and also it could turn out to be permanent if they like you enough. That is right.
yeah, that's
Oh yeah, I think I know now.
Yeah, they store the deads there. So I hope you're not squeamish or anything like that, because that might be a deal breaker.
well, I'm assuming that I'll be doing paperwork, correct?
Oh, this is much more hands-on. They actually want to hire you to mechanically suck out the gas from dead people's rear ends. Autopsies there, and I guess they've had a lot of problems with corpses passing gas. I guess it's still in their system for a while, so they need someone to go in there and suck it out.
And they wanted time to do that. I'm not trying to do that.
I think so. I spoke with them on the phone, and I talked you up because you've worked in the cleaning industry before, and you've got experience with vacuums. So I thought, no brainer, you've got a vacuum, right? Yeah. I don't care what kind of vacuum you use, but yeah, you might as well if it's laying around the house. And here's the thing, the previous guy who was the fart sucker there ended up retiring. So this is one of those job opportunities you get out for a while.
I'm sorry, is this is the actual title? It's a fart sucker?
Flatulence or something like that, I don't know, but layman's terms, fart sucker is what it is.
Right.
And so you'd be doing that for 8 hours a day for who knows, the next 30 years if you're lucky. You seem a little shocked, and I'm sure you are, because job opportunities like this don't come around often. So you're welcome.
Stuff that I've been sent out on and I've done before is really just, tedious work.
Right. Yeah.
I don't need like a medical degree for this or a background like that.
No, you don't, because, they're dead. Can't really hurt them more than they already have been.
There isn't like any specific procedure.
April 27th, 2006, a phone rang inside of a home in rural Michigan. When the homeowner answered it, what they would hear would
Alright,
instantly ruin
so you already have it here, and then I think we will try to have a look here. So we will return this back to, and then remove this.
On Wednesday, April 26th, 2006, a bright, beautiful, outgoing 18-year-old named Whitney Sarek began making her way across her campus towards her lecture hall.
So we have a vocabulary size.
Taylor University, evangelical Christian liberal arts college located in Upland, Indiana. Upland is a little town that sits about 2 miles east of Interstate 69 and is situated right between the two much larger cities.
So how do I, okay, so I have this one here. Vocabulary, yeah, so I guess we will try to solve that vocabulary that's right here is greater than or equal to vocabulary size. So let's say this one is 9, and then as we process it now. Let's say vocabulary size 10.
As friendly as freshmen, and they came with the bonus of lots of experience and expertise.
And then if I overfit this one, So, yeah. I kinda overfit it. So 13 is the right one, no?
So when Whitney walked over to the table and asked the people what this was all about,
This one is merge. Tama pala. So 13.
it's super Whitney was quick to write her name down. The rest of the day would go completely as normal for Whitney. She would go to classes, she would study, she would meet up with friends, and then eventually in the evening she would make her way back. But no, she put her head down in the middle of the night. It was within 24 hours of her life changing in the most drastic way. Then she spent quite a while just staring at her wardrobe, debating which outfit she was going to wear, and then finally she chose the one she wanted and she got dressed. Whitney was not vain, but she knew the whole day would be spent around upperclassmen, university staff, and so she wanted to look her best. On her way towards her door to leave, Whitney would stop and look in her mirror one last time to make sure she looked okay. And in this fleeting moment, as she's looking herself up and down, she couldn't help but feel a justifiable sense of pride in this woman looking back at her. She had gotten into a great college, she had moved hundreds of miles from home and lived alone by herself for the first time, and her grades all year had been excellent. And so as Whitney's looking at herself, she thought to herself, you know what, I'm doing pretty good. Whitney's gaze would move from her reflection up to the clock on the wall, and she would see she was running late. And so she quickly grabbed her jacket, she threw it over her shoulder, and she went up. When Whitney arrived at the meeting spot in the parking lot nearby, she saw there was a group of what looked like students standing around a university van. And so Whitney walked up to them, and sure enough, this was the group of volunteers doing the
So most likely pala, no? Ilalagay ko to sa anyways. I'll finish this first one.
consisted of just before 8 p.m. on September 3rd, 1981, 31-year-old Linda Slayton stood in her kitchen in Lakeland, Florida, staring into her cupboard. It was almost completely empty, except for a few cans of beans and a bag of flour. Seeing this gave Linda a pit in her stomach, because she knew she would somehow have to turn these sparse ingredients into a meal for her kids. Linda was a single mother of two boys, Jeff, who was 15, and Tim, who was 12. And Linda didn't have very much money. So in order to take care of her kids, she had to be resourceful, like, finding a way to make food with whatever ingredients she had, and she also would, make her kids their own clothing, anything to save money. Now, up until a few weeks ago, the family had lived in Alabama, but Linda had moved to Lakeland specifically because she had a lot of family and support there. And so Linda had hoped that, because of that support, that, her and her son's lives would, improve quite a bit. It wouldn't feel like such a struggle all the time anymore. But so far, the move to Lakeland had just been a steady job. So she and the boys had been relying on government assistance and food stamps, which never seemed to be enough to keep these two teenagers well fed. And tonight, Linda's youngest son, Tim, was about to...
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was 13. Your next merge include ano. possible ba dumating yung hindi siya pwedeng hindi siya possible. Wait, I think pwede pala siya, no? Possible pa rin pala siya dumating sa exhaustive. Possible na ano. Let's say 15. So none na siya. So it will be none here. Titigil na siya dito. Tigil na siya dito sa part na to. Yan, naging 14 yung length. Okay. Interesting. Nagulan ako dito. Yeah, tama. 14 yung size. So meaning dapat tumagos pa din siya. Pero ang weird lang nito. Okay, let's try to make this one as 13. Nag-iba yung vocabulary niya. I see this one. So 12 lang dapat, pero nakuha ko 13. So I guess dito. I think dito dapat pala ata ako mag-ano sa last part na ano. This one's 12. So tama, nag-stop na siya sa 12. Okay. Okay, let's see. Then stops early, learns reusable chunks to play. This is good. Vocabulary search din. Still is opportunity corpus. 1000 over iterates and learns the entire input. Mechanically valid but bad tokenizer design because it overfits. Your implementation is behaving correctly. Main lesson. Larger vocab target plus tiny corpus equal over compression or more. For learning your byte pair train is correct. So I can proceed now to BPE byte level BPE runtime. Before and if I should proceed, and I use this BPE byte level development in cuda-oxide because I want to try this to use cuda-oxide just to learn it. We can evaluate this at architecture. BP is mostly symbolic branch heavy, while CUDA is best for parallel numeric work. I'll check cuda-oxide branch. So yes, you can use byte level BPE as learning experiment, but it is not the best GPU workload. Cuda-oxide experimental compiler that lets you write GPU granules and compile them to PTEX. So good for CPU, dense array parameter. So I'm recommending do not start cuda-oxide with full BPE runtime encoding. Hindi nga pala ako naka-pro. You can correct this directly to GPU learning, but I'll separate what is useful. Code the practice, what is usually worth accelerating. So yes, but this BP is useful as cuda-oxide learning project, not BP itself is the best GPU workload. Cuda-oxide is an experimental video that lets you write sim GPU kernel in adjacent pair count. Good for cuda-oxide learning. Bytes histogram, adjacent pair counting. Yeah, after this is the one. So the counting, and then prefix scans. But I think I wonder for adjacent pair counting. Yeah, I think that's correct. Prefix scans, parallel frequency counting, patch tokenization experiment. Okay, so here, for vocabulary, I guess we can. And then less ideal, actual merge replay. Finish the byte level, benchmark it, move on only pair counting histogram parts to CUDA. Learn moves to embedding attention where GPU matters more. Okay. PPE PL runtime.rs. I think I'll continue this one in my probably tomorrow, Wednesday holiday. So I guess that's it, guys. See you on my next